So Mashcore is this super fast and super glitchy genre of music that is really hard to listen to and to make, especially in DAWs like LMMS, where you can't stretch any audio, and chopping a sample can be a pain in the ass, depending on the version of the DAW you are using. So I decided to try to solve those problems by making a program that hopefully can make sample work more easier. So let's review this bad boy. Hell yeah. This is a Python Jupyter notebook. I know it may sound nerdy, and it actually is, but you will see that it isn't that complicated. To access it, you need to click the link in the description. The first thing you need to do is to install the necessary libraries to make this shit work. It may take a while to download all the necessary files. Next thing is to add a new file into the workplace, like this. Currently it only supports WAV files. If you upload an MP3 you would need to run this cell. Now you have a fresh WAV file ready to go. Okay. Now a very important step. Otherwise, the project will never work. And that step is to subscribe to this channel. Hit that motherfucker button until it gets gray. Now. Okay, back on business. The real following step hits to detected speeds per minute. Keep in mind that BPM detection it's a complex task, and it may not be 100% accurate, but maybe someday it will get better. Meanwhile you will be presented with two candidates. Choose whichever makes you feel it's the most close, which usually is the second candidate. Anyway, once it is done with the BPM detection stuff, you can choose to either time stretch the file, or chop the audio into smaller pieces. Let's go with stretching first. Currently, there are two ways to squeeze the audio. The first one deals with the sample rate of the file, causing it to pitch shift the file as well. The second one uses the rubber band stretching algorithm, so it squeezes the audio without changing the pitch of the source. But for Mashcore, it's better to use the one with the pitch shift, since Mashcore is a parent of Nightcore, or isn't it? Once you have stretched the shit out of it, the following step, which it's completely optional, is to chop it into smaller samples that can be easier to handle in our DAW of choice. You can chop it in various time measures, including 1 beat, 2 beats, 1 bar, 2 bars, 4 bars, and 8 bars. It will automatically chop your file in those measures. However, on this part, you can choose to show or not show the chopped files, but be careful, or you would end up with a dozen audio players appearing from seemingly nowhere. You have been warned. The following part is to choose whether or not to save the chopped files into a zip file, which can be handy since otherwise, you will need to download manually every file. Well, this cell is just if you want to have a listen of the stretched audio. It converts it into an MP3 again. This is very useful if you have slow internet. But does all this work actually work? There is only one way to prove it. Currently, this project is in a beta version. Maybe it would evolve into a standalone app with more features. If you have any suggestions, don't forget to comment on this video. I'm reading all comments.